The fingers are crossed.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
They are. All right, we're talking right now. It's continuing coverage about the decision by United Airlines. United Airlines announcing it will end flights to and from Chicago this summer. That news coming just days ago.
For business and events, that's a crushing blow. Can't get people in, but there is possible good news that flights, new ones, are on the horizon.
Just months after testing and filling larger planes connecting Erie and Chicago, United is canceling the service, leaving Erie's business and tourism industries frustrated.
Erie has had such a massive renaissance and investment in the community over the last 5 to 6 years that it really looks like every time we're ready to turn the corner and do the upswing, we get hit by another thing that we have no control over that impacts our future.
James Grunke of the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership says businesses need reliable air service, and losing Chicago flights cuts Erie off from more than half the country.
It harms all of our economic development efforts. It harms our economic vitality. It harms the ability for Erie businesses to grow and expand because everybody needs access to air service.
He says an ultra-low-cost carrier is now looking at Erie, considering twice-weekly flights to Florida. John Oliver of Visit Erie says any extra flights could help cushion the blow from United.
It's going to impede our efforts at trying to secure more national conventions.
Just as business conferences and conventions rebound after the pandemic, it's now harder to get to Erie. Most travelers would have to fly into Buffalo or Cleveland, and getting them to drive an extra 90 minutes is a lot to ask.
With convention groups, if they have to fly into another city and drive, an hour to 2 hours to get here, they're just going to maybe pick another location, or say if I'm flying into one of those cities, I might as well just stay there.
So as United service winds down, affected industries look to low-cost carriers with hope, a potential lifeline after a crippling departure.
Now, Derek Martin, the airport's executive director, said the airport is looking into these ultra-low-cost carriers. He says talks are far from final. They haven't progressed terribly far, but that certainly is the lifeline that everyone seems to be on the same page about. You've got to have affordable flights out of Erie. That's the way to show that this is a viable market, and then potentially get back some of those other flights as well.
And options.
Right, and remember, those flights to and from Chicago were filled. It's just, bottom line, it's a lot more cost-effective to put pilots on big planes as opposed to 80-seaters out of Erie, no matter how full they are.
That's right.